can't do it.
Okay.
But I am ready to forgive you.
This makes me so happy. Alrighty, we're in the end game now. Only 5 episodes to go. I understand that the next 4 episodes after this one are like a massive 4-parter. And I'm currently undecided as to how I'm going to structure that. As soon as this video goes up on YouTube, I will put a poll up on my channel page about whether or not I should proceed as normal, just do 4 videos, 1 per each episode of the finale, or maybe do something like the Day of Black Sun. Maybe I'll do 2 videos with 2 episodes each. And in the grand scheme of things, it probably won't matter too much. I will be watching all 4 of the episodes back to back to back to back at the same time. Anyway, it'll probably just change the amount of discussions I'm having in between. So if it's best viewed for you guys and for me all together, or 2 and 2, or whatever, we'll figure it out. Or maybe I'll just watch all 4 of them at once, still split them up into videos, but have one massive discussion at the very end about the entire finale. We'll see. And thanks to all of you guys for participating in the last poll I did on the channel as well. The reason I put the poll up there was because I had a subscriber mention that the live action actually spoils a little bit from Korra, and I was thinking, damn, that's the first I've heard of that. Maybe I should just go straight into watching The Legend of Korra and then do the live action after that. And I think that's what most of you guys would have wanted as well. And judging by the results of the poll, that does seem to be the case. So once I'm done with The Last Airbender, I will go straight into The Legend of Korra. A couple of people were talking about the movie that came out years ago. I understand it was not great. I've never seen it, obviously. But if you guys want me to watch that, maybe have a bit of a laugh and kind of critique it and whatnot, see what potentially could have been, I'd be happy to do so, because I'm not gonna lie, the closer we get to the end of this series, the less I want to watch, because if I keep watching, it's gonna be over. And I don't want it to be over because I'm just enjoying this so much. Avatar for me has been like an eventuality, right? It was something I was always going to watch, and I knew it was going to be something I was always going to enjoy. It was just a matter for me of making sure I can appreciate it, because I've had so many film, movie, TV show, anime, video game experiences that I wish I could take back and experience for the first time again. And I knew Avatar was going to be an experience that I wanted to be able to remember, and it's something that I can revisit as well. The reason I did Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood first was because it was the highest rated anime at the time, a year ago when I started the series. In terms of shows that I wanted to watch that I was somewhat familiar, Avatar was the #1 show. Hands down, it's not even close. So far, it's just been fantastic. Everything I wanted it to be, and it seems like the best is yet to come. So I'm going to watch this episode, get it up on YouTube, and then I'll figure out what I'm doing for the finale, and it's going to be a great time. Now, a couple things before we get into this episode here. I am starting to form a lot of opinions and theories and expectations about what I'm potentially looking for in the finale, what I think might happen, what I would like to happen, but I'll save a lot of that for next episode when we actually start the finale. But things that haven't gone unnoticed. Now, people were in the comments a lot talking about Azula, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. Maybe not to the degree that some of you were talking about her, but what I have noticed and what stuck to me about Azula is the way she snapped at May when May said she loved Zuko more than she feared Azula. It was very out of character for Azula, and she did not seem as her usual composed self. And it was also the way she delivered the line to Zuko last episode about she was celebrating how she was about to become an only child. Like, those are the 2 things that have stuck with me. Like, she just seems like a slightly different character. And now people are planting seeds in my mind about where Azula is at. Like, look, things have not been going her way lately. We just broke Hakoda, Suki, and Chit Sang out of prison. Now, whilst we didn't necessarily defeat Azula while we were there, it was still probably something she wished she could have stopped. And then after that, May and Ty Lee betrayed her. And then when she was fighting Zuko on the War Balloons last episode, now it wasn't a win or a loss for either side, right? But Azula didn't win. And I think Azula's used to winning, right? And people were saying that when Azula firebends, she's usually just using the 2 fingers, right? To symbolize the amount of control that she has. And when we are first introduced to her properly at the beginning of season 2, she's banging on about how things aren't perfect. You know, she's very perfectionist, right? And she's typically very composed as well. She does have, her moments, but she's been a little bit of a loose cannon lately. It's not gone unnoticed. And the fact that Zuko was able to, hold his own against Azula as well in their last 2 exchanges is a pretty significant deal as well. And people are even talking about how Zuko, I haven't picked up on this myself, but how he's not grunting as much when he's firebending, because when he was before the dragon situation, it was all from rage, right? Now it's different. We have that different perspective. I'll try and pay attention to that because I love little details like that, and I really wish it was something that I could have picked up on. So I'll see if I can pick up on that going forward. But I only have 2 things that I'm potentially expecting here. And I think given the structure of the episodes lately, I wouldn't be shocked to see a little bit of Zuko and Toph this episode, because we've had Zuko and Aang, Sokka and Katara. It would only make sense for it to be Toph. Now, Toph wasn't there though at the beginning, so if they do skip Toph, you know, that would make sense. And the other thing I'm thinking about is Iroh. And the closer we get to the finale, and seeing that the final 4 episodes are the finale, I guess, I'm thinking we might not see Iroh until somewhere in between those 4 episodes. There might be some big entrance. I'll save the rest of the Iroh stuff till next episode, unless we see him this episode, which would be a fantastic surprise. But outside of that, man, the thing we left off with last episode has really got me thinking. And I was meant to talk about this in the discussion last episode, but I kind of forgot. The whole Zuko saying to Aang, like, what are you gonna do, you know, when he comes face to face with Ozai, if Aang is saying violence isn't the solution. We know this about Aang's character at this point, you know, he's very passive, he doesn't like to fight, he doesn't want to hurt people if he doesn't have to. But what is he gonna do? Because he's gonna come face to Ozai. I'm sure the comet's going to be involved. I'm sure the Avatar state is going to be involved. So what is Aang going to do about this situation? Like, I don't think a diplomatic, if you will, approach to this is going to do anything to Ozai. That didn't even work with Roku. So maybe we'll get some more on that this episode, and I'll have some more to talk about that in this discussion. But outside of that, I really have nothing going into this episode. Thank you for sticking through that. I know that was a really long intro, but that's where my head's at with all of that. Without further ado, I think it's time to get into the episode now. Like and subscribe. Check out the Patreon for early access if you're interested, and for full uncut reactions for the last 4 episodes of this series. Those will hopefully be up along with the full edited YouTube videos early on Patreon in a few days. So with all that being said, enjoy the video. Chapter 17, the Ember Island players. Okay, Ember, oh wait, this is from the beach, right? Oh, stop it, look at this. This pleases me greatly.
You guys are not gonna believe this. There's a play about us.
Found this poster. What?
Oh, damn.
The Boy in the Iceberg is a new production from acclaimed
The
playwright
Boy in the
Bill
Iceberg. Isn't that the title, the episode 1?
His sources include singing nomads, pirates, prisoners of war, and a surprisingly knowledgeable merchant of cats.
That's great. Is this the chill episode before it all goes crazy?
Come on, a day at the theater? This is the kind of wacky, time-wasting nonsense I've been missing.
Is this really what we're doing? Okay, it looks like we're not getting the Zuko and Toph.
Hey,
He's in
I
between.
wanted to sit there.
This might be fun.
Sokka, my only brother. We constantly roam these icy South Pole seas, and yet never do we find anything fulfilling.
All I want is a full feeling in my stomach.
Accurate.
I'm starving.
Accurate.
Is food the only thing on your mind?
This is pathetic. My jokes are way funnier.
Okay, he's not wrong.
I think he's got you pegged.
Toph gets it.
For hope is all we have.
Hope has been a big theme of this show, man.
Even to our dying breath.
I hope this isn't foreshadowing.
It appears to be someone frozen in ice. Perhaps for 100
Perhaps for 100
years.
years.
But who?
Waterbend! Hi!
Oh shit.
Is that a woman playing me?
And they look so much like him though. Oh my gosh. Appa would not approve of this.
My heart is so full of hope that it's making me tear bend.
That was horrible.
Did I mention that I'm an incurable prankster?
I don't do that.
I mean,
That's not what I'm like.
I mean.
Not a woman.
Well, that's true.
Oh, they nailed you, Twinkle Toes.
Oh, here we go. This will be good. No, Iroh, no.
I don't have time to stuff my face. I must capture the Avatar to regain my honor.
Facts.
They make me look totally stiff and humorless.
I think that actor's pretty spot on.
How could you say that?
I'm glad that they're homies now.
And get massages.
How could you say that?
Hey, yo, is that Momo?
Hey, look.
This better not be the whole episode. That's all I'm saying.
It's a flying rabbit monkey.
Because I can only take so much of this. Oh, it's Suki. Oh, wait.
Does this dress make my butt look fat?
Yes. Is this the pirate episode? Yeah, there's the scroll. Are we recapping the whole show like this before the finale?
The Avatar is mine.
Zhao.
I'm the blue spirit, the scourge of the Fire Nation.
Oh wait, no, they've got this wrong. Because it's Zuko and the Blue Spirit, but they're the same person. Come on. But there's no way they could have this, right? That is kind of what happened though. How do they know about this?
Oh, Jet, you're so bad.
Stop it!
Look, it's the Great Divide.
Oh wow.
The biggest canyon in the earth.
Are they gonna skip it?
Let's keep flying.
That's hilarious. That by the time it got to season 3, they knew.
I have important moon duties to take care of.
Is this whole episode a fourth wall break?
You never told me you made out with the moon spirit.
Shh, I'm trying to watch.
That's not a conversation they ever need to have. Or maybe it is, I don't know. Oh shit. Oh, I've been thinking about this as well. I'll talk about this next episode. Has Zhao got taken by the spirit?
So far, this intermission is the best part of the play. Apparently, the playwright thinks I'm an idiot who tells bad jokes about meat all the time.
You tell bad jokes about plenty of other topics.
Good, Suki, good.
I know!
That woman playing the Avatar doesn't resemble me at all.
I thought she kind of does, man.
They're not accurate portrayals. It's not like I'm a preachy crybaby who can't resist giving over-emotional speeches about
This is a fourth wall break, I swear.
Listen, friends. It's obvious that the playwright did his research. What you're seeing up there on that stage is the truth. Here it comes.
You can't find an earthbender.
It's not the-
master in sky.
what?
You have to look underground.
If the boulder and Toph were one person.
My name's Tough because it sounds like tough, and that's just what I am.
I sound like a
No.
a really buff guy. Well, Toph, what you hear up there is the truth. It hurts, doesn't it?
Wait,
Are you kidding me? I wouldn't have cast it.
she's
any other
about
way.
it. Toph's the best.
I release a sonic wave from my mouth.
Toph loves it. That caught me so off guard though.
My sister, what are you doing?
Oh shit, this is when she hit Iroh.
Me. Wait.
Oh my god, look at her.
That? I think it's your honor.
Must serve Earth King.
I mean, I know they're trying to portray the brainwashing.
Did Jet just die? You know, it was really unclear.
Oh, someone said that in the comments, man.
Prince Zuko, I really find you attractive. I've had eyes for you since the day you first captured me.
Aang?
I thought you were the Avatar's girl.
The Avatar? Why, he's like a little brother to me.
Okay.
I certainly don't think of him in a romantic way.
Is this episode canon? Is Aang going to overthink this?
Or a life of treachery.
Uh-oh, Zuko's not gonna like this. That's effectively what he did though.
You didn't really say that, did you?
No, he didn't say all
Might
that.
as well have.
That's what I'm saying. Look at me! Oh, that's funny as hell. Dress the guy up like a ninja, you can't even see him. I love how May has the neutral emoji.
Avatar State. Yip yip.
Avatar State yip yip. Please. I hope that's canon. This is reminding me of the episode before the Day of Black Sun, right? When Aang was having all those crazy dreams. It was super like unserious, but at the same time, like there were some tones about it. This could be good. This could be really good.
Are you alright?
No, I'm not. I hate this play.
I know it's upsetting, but it sounds like you're overreacting.
Overreacting? If I hadn't blocked my chakra, I'd probably be in the Avatar state right now.
Everyone's getting so upset about their characters.
Oh, is this my Zuko and
More
Toph?
down than usual, and that's saying something.
You don't get it. You get a muscly version of yourself taking down 10 bad guys at once.
But that's what happens.
Sassy remarks.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
It takes all the mistakes I've made in my life and shoves them back in my face. My uncle. He's always been on my side, even when things were bad. And how do I repay him? With a knife in his back. It's my greatest regret. And I may never get to redeem myself.
You have redeemed yourself to your uncle.
How do you know?
Because I once had a long conversation
Yes,
with the guy.
yes, this
and
is
all
what I
he
thought we were
talked
getting
about was
to.
you.
Really?
Oh, this makes me so happy.
All your uncle wanted was for you to find your own path and see the light. Now you're here with us. He'd be proud.
Good.
Ow!
It's what Toph does.
That's how I show affection.
Aww. And that's all I needed from Zuko and Toph. I'm happy.
Katara, Did you really mean what you said in there?
In where?
On stage, when you said I was just like a brother to you, and you didn't have feelings for me.
I didn't say
I'm not letting this one slide, Aang.
We kissed at the invasion, and I thought we were gonna be together, but we're not.
We got a whole fight to happen, my brother.
I don't know.
Why don't you know?
Because we're in the middle of a war.
I'm with Katara on this
We have
one.
other things to worry about.
Well, when is the right time?
Aang, I'm sorry, but right now I'm just a little confused. I just said I was confused. I'm going inside.
Like, this is gonna... Oh, I've just had a thought. Wonder if that could help him unlock his last chakra point again. But that's gonna wreck Aang.
I just want to let you know
Oh no.
that I'll always love you. Like a brother.
They got a handshake. Dude, the way they put Zuko and Katara in the front together like that, they know what they're doing.
The play's not over.
But it is over. Unless this is the future.
What are we doing here? Oh, look at this guy.
The energy harnessed from that comet.
Oh, I know what's gonna happen here. This is gonna rock Aang's confidence even
Take
more.
care of Zuko. I shall face the Avatar.
And they're gonna win, because we're in the Fire Nation.
You find the Fire Lord. I'll hold her off.
I think this might happen, though.
I am the rightful heir
Uh-huh,
to the throne.
uh-huh.
We'll see.
Oh, that was kind of cool. Oh, maybe it's gonna... I love that Toph doesn't look. It's a nice little detail.
The comet is already here,
Uh-huh.
and I'm unstoppable.
Man, this play has been a disaster. Low-key, I really want to see what Ozai's like with the comet's power. Because the only thing we've seen Ozai do is the lightning at Zuko. Oh shit. I'm really trying to remember that Aang is just a child who has had all of this thrust upon him, all of this pressure. But come on, man, it's just a play.
The world is mine.
Like, this is Aang's worst nightmare. Katara doesn't like him, and he loses.
That wasn't a good play.
I'll say.
No kidding. Horrible.
You said it.
Sokka's gonna love it.
Effects were decent.
Oh, that's it? Dude, that's insane that they do that. So I know the next 4 episodes, like I said in the intro, are like it's a 4-parter, right? But I'm imagining there's going to be a little bit, you know, before it all goes crazy, because there's some things that the group needs to unpack from that, I think, or at the very least Aang does. Like, we know Aang has this tendency to overthink some things and get really worried about like everything he has to live up to. Now, I can sympathize with Aang about this whole Katara situation. First of all, Katara's right. He has overreacted in that instance. But for him to hear that Katara's confused, that's gotta hurt. Because Katara's right, there is a bit of a war going on, but then, like, if I'm Aang, maybe I can look at, like, you know, Sokka and Suki. It doesn't seem to be affecting them, you know, so I can understand it. But what I was thinking in that moment was, okay, this is probably just gonna make the eventuality of Aang and Katara even better. Like, I think they're going to have a pretty happy moment at the end of this, you know? And like I said during the episode, I think, look, I could be wrong about this, but my understanding of the situation is, I think Aang said something about Azula's lightning, like the attack was the reason that, you know, that chakra point is blocked off, right? And he can't go into the avatar state. But originally it was because he couldn't let go of Katara, but that was for him to be able to go in and out and have control, right? So I was wondering if there could be some connection there. If he feels like Katara doesn't feel the same way that he does, maybe that could help him. I don't know. That's just where my mind goes. I could be wrong about all that. So as a whole, that whole episode is hilarious because it's so unserious for so much of it. And then it just drops on you all of that Aang and Katara stuff and that whole depiction of like, oh, what if Ozai wins, you know? And it really starts to ask the questions of, do we have a little bit more to go through? Initially, I was thinking, oh, this is kind of reinforcing who our characters are right before we get into the finale. So we have a clear picture of like what our characters have been through, who they are now, and what they're about to do. And at the same time, it's a massive fourth wall break because they're drawing attention to things like the Great Divide, like how that's the most skippable episode in the whole show. Like, this is what, 3 or 4 years after season 1, right? By the time season 3 has come out. That is so funny. Like, I wish I was about this show, like when it came out, like I was watching it, because being a part of that community would have been so funny, man. With Zuko, man, it's his discussion with Toph, and like I really wanted like a Zuko and Toph episode because of the way the episodes have been structured. But I also said in the intro, it would make sense if they skipped Toph because she wasn't here at the beginning, you know? But that is the perfect way to tie Toph in with Zuko. And I think I mentioned this a few episodes ago. I thought that might be how they bring Iroh back in. They haven't brought him physically back, but they've brought him back, you know, by talking about him. And Toph being able to say all that to Zuko. All Iroh would talk about was Zuko, you know, like Iroh was there. When Zuko went off by himself, Iroh was like, he doesn't need me now, but when he does, I'm gonna be there. And you can see how happy that made Zuko, you know? And I think Toph is absolutely right. I think when Iroh sees that Zuko has, you know, he's gone, he stood up against Ozai and he's joined the Avatar, I think Iroh is going to be pretty proud about that. But Zuko still needs to apologize to that man, to big buff Iroh, who's just broken himself out of jail. Whenever they meet up again, you know, I want Zuko to apologize, and I think it's going to be a good time. I'll just touch on Aang and Katara one more time. It's something I hadn't really thought about, the fact that, you know, Aang did kiss Katara, you know, like right before the invasion. But all this Zuko stuff has just been so exciting that I haven't really had time to think about Aang and Katara. It just felt like an eventuality to me, like I was saying. But it is kind of interesting to think about, like, they haven't talked about it. They haven't, you know, given us any indication to think that they have been thinking about it. I guess a lot's happened, you know, like all of a sudden we had to figure out what we were going to do. Then Zuko was here. Then Aang and Zuko went off to learn firebending, you know, and then the boiling rock. And now here we are. And I said it during the episode, I'm doing my best to remember that Aang is just a child who has had all of this thrust upon him, all of this responsibility. And I know he feels absolutely awful for like abandoning the world and then not being able to win at the invasion, not being able to beat Azula at the end of season 2. But Aang, my brother, my Avatar airbending monk brother, this is an actor in a play. Just because Toph said everything that's being portrayed is true doesn't mean that every word coming out of their mouths is true. And I would have loved if Katara could have said to Aang, no, that conversation did not happen at all. Maybe that in itself is a little bit of a nod to all the people that ship Zuko and Katara. I get that. I also like the way they put Zuko and Katara like in the foreground and Aang's in the background, like sulking after that. Like, look, I can appreciate it. And like I said, I think it's building. It's just going to make it even better, you know, when we do get to where I think we're going. It's gonna make it better, but I'm still gonna be frustrated at Aang, man. This is an actor in a play. But look, it is what it is, man. It's been this way throughout the whole show, and honestly, I don't think I'd really have it any other way at this point. You know, it is what it is. Like, I'm sure I'm gonna look at all of this differently once the show is finished. I'm just gonna look back at all of this with nothing but fondness. But with that being said, I think I'm gonna leave this one here. I will be watching the next 4 episodes, like I've said, all together. So this will be the last chance I have to read comments before I go into the end of the series. And I will reiterate what I said in the intro. I am putting a poll up on my channel page as soon as this video goes on YouTube about whether I should do 4 videos, 1 per episode for the finale, maybe do 2, maybe watch them all back to back to back to back, still split them up, but then just do 1 big discussion for all of them at the very end. I just want to make this as best a viewing experience for you guys and for me as well as I possibly can. And then after all that, we're going to get straight into the Legend of Korra. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And as always, please continue to leave your comments and feedback down below. You know, I always appreciate it. And we'll see you all in the next episode, the 4-part finale of Avatar.